That mid-season fatigue is really starting to set in, eh? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official EggFooty tipping competition round 15 predictions. Now, right off the bat, I want to address how much of a bitch I was in the last video, acting all sulky and shitty because my team lost. I'm kind of embarrassed by that, and I apologize for being such a little bitch. It won't happen again. It was a very interesting week of tipping and in the AFL in general for me personally and just in general. Let's go through my tips from the previous week. I was doing alright. I went 3-0 until unfortunately Richmond were able to defy the match fixing and beat St Kilda by about 20 points. And then Gold Coast got demolished by the Carlton Blues. And then Bulldogs came in clutch and beat North Melbourne, but I was kind of rooting for North Melbourne to get up against the Dogs in that one, not gonna lie. So yeah, 4 out of 6, not bad at all. Let's go through the top 10 right now, and on average, the comp average was about 5 out of 6. Only 3 correct tips separate first and 10th, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how it unfolds over the next couple weeks. As for me, I'm kind of stuck in 166. I moved up from last week, but still kind of average. But at this point, I've kind of lost hope, so that's all good. And with all that out of the way, let's go through my round 15 predictions. Thursday night footy at Goomba Stadium, we've got Geelong taking on Melbourne. Now, I've got Geelong getting up by about 15 points here against Melbourne, because Melbourne are kind of spotty at the moment. They're either really good or really bad, and I think Geelong, it's their home ground, and they've been solid the last couple of weeks. They've been better than they were. I know they lost against Port Adelaide last week, but that was always going to be hard at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide are in peak form. Geelong were never going to win that, but given that the fact that it's Melbourne and it's at their home ground, I think Geelong should get up pretty reasonably comfortably. Next up, Friday night at Marvel Stadium, we've got St Kilda taking on my Brisbane Lions. Now, you know my rule. I have to back my Brisbane Lions in against St Kilda, but Saints are going to be every chance of winning this game. They lost against Richmond last week, but you know, games that are in pissing down rain like that, you can kind of give them a mulligan, maybe, but it's going to be under the roof this time, so hopefully no fucking rain in Marvel. It does get pretty humid in there, I've been told. I'm actually going to be at this game, my first game at Marvel Stadium. Hopefully I can meet my hero, Scoops, while I'm there, but I don't know if he'd be happy to see me. Anyway, back to the tipping competition. I've got Brisbane getting up against St Kilda. Even though Brisbane have been kind of shit the last couple of weeks, I think they should get up against St Kilda if they know what's good for them. But the Saints are going to be every chance to win this game. I wouldn't count them out at all. Next up, Saturday Arvo at the SCG, Sydney Swans taking on West Coast Eagles. Now, I've got Sydney winning this one because at this point, tipping West Coast in your tipping competition is a suicide mission. You know, Sydney lost against Brisbane last week, but they did look pretty good. They were winning during the first half. They looked good. So even though they're sitting at 5 and 8, they're still capable of some good footy. And given the fact that it's against West Coast, I'd certainly hope that Sydney get up against West Coast. Next up, Optus Stadium, Saturday night, we've got Fremantle taking on Essendon. Now, Fremantle got absolutely humiliated by GWS of all people last week, and because of that, I think I'm comfortable in tipping Essendon to get up against Fremantle just because of recent form. It won't be as bad as the loss against GWS, but it'll still be about 15 points or so, I reckon, just because, like, goddamn, that was bad. Now, Sunday at the MCG, we've got Collingwood taking on the Adelaide Crows. Now, I've got Collingwood getting up against Adelaide here because, just like my Brisbane Lions, Adelaide do not play very well away from home, and given the fact that it's a Collingwood home game, 90% of the crowd's going to be in favour of Collingwood. I think Collingwood should have no problem in getting up against Adelaide. They knocked them off at home, after all. I will potentially be at this game as well, so come say good day if you recognise my voice. Finally, at Heritage Bank Stadium, we've got Gold Coast taking on Hawthorn. I still think Gold Coast should get up against Hawthorn, considering it's a home game. They'll hopefully want to bounce back from their loss last week, and I think playing Hawthorn at home is a great opportunity for Gold Coast to get back on track. And there you have it. Big week coming up for me personally. Do you think these tips are good? Do you think these are bad? Do you think I'm a fucking fool? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. And I'd like to give a big shout out to our tier 3 channel members, Sharksray, Big Mac Jon, Gamer Cam, Matty McDarts, Onborne VODS, Stoody sucks at AFL 23, North Melbourne is better than my Lions. I agree with that guy that said North is better than my Lions. And our newest channel member, I sharpened a pencil in my bum and now I need a bandaid. You people are weird. So yeah, get amongst the tier 3 channel memberships, or the tier 1 and tier 2 channel memberships as well. Up to you. Link is in the bio. I'd greatly appreciate your support. And I'll see you tomorrow for the round 14 review.